Hey guys, this is Sharad with REsimpli. I have Brian Wolf on this call, sharing his experience about REsimpli. Brian, welcome to the call. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on the call. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you live, and what market do you invest in, and what kind of investing do you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you said, Brian Wolf, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. Been investing in real estate since about 2018, 2019. Traditionally or when I started, did buy and hold investing. Um, and now have switched over to fix and flips primarily, land development, things of that nature. So, went full time into real estate about 2 years ago now, almost. Um, Grabbed REsimpli pretty early on in that process and been building it out with us as we kind of grow.
Nice, awesome. And do you mind sharing kind of what is the size of your business? How many team members? How many deals are you doing? You guys are doing land development, flipping, kind of just a little background on that.
Yeah. So we have a team of four right now, give or take. You could say maybe six. We have some part-time VAs that are assistants, but they don't work in REsimpli. But as far as our team that works in REsimpli every day, we have four of us that work in REsimpli, two cold callers, and then myself and my business partner Wendell, who are owners of the company. Um, right now, like I said, we've been doing this for almost 2 years now. We're averaging, it seems to be about 10 deals a year, hoping to get that up to like 25 plus.
Nice.
Um, and right now, like I said, it's a mix of mostly flips. We have some new builds now that we're breaking into and starting to kind of branch out into those sectors.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, to be able to do 10 flips, especially given the market, that's incredible. Congratulations on that.
Thank
And
you.
how
Yeah,
long?
tough market.
Yeah, no, I do flips also, so I totally understand. There's like one or two we might have to take a little bit of loss on, so as the market is shifting a little bit, but that's part of the business. And how long have you been using Recently for now?
About a year and a half of that, of those two
Okay,
years. So pretty early on, we found REsimpli, and this and have just been building it out as we grow.
awesome. What were you using before you switched to Recently?
We were using Podio,
Okay,
uh, really. And Podio is great, but I think that it was just a little bit of overkill for us initially. It's a
right,
very powerful tool that you really, I think, have to take a lot of time to build out, where we simply kind of came ready out of the box a little bit more. And it
right.
was when you're just getting started and all our focus is on just making offers and stuff, like I didn't want to have the time tied up in building out a CRM as well. So like that's what we
Absolutely.
simply was that it was I equated to kind of the iPhone version versus the Android. It's like the very user friendly kind of you can run with it on day one.
Yeah, no, that's it's funny. That's the analogy that we like to use internally also with
Oh,
our
awesome.
team. Yeah, that's kind of how we use it. It's so I appreciate it. And what's been your experience with our customer support team? You've been using it for a year and a half, over time, like reaching out to your support team, your onboarding process, if you can share a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think that's one of ReSimpli's strengths for sure. The ability for not only us, but our VAs who are working odd hours sometimes to just be able to hop on a Zoom call. I think the Zoom call feature is one of my favorites. To be able to
Right.
have a problem and be able to solve it right then and there with someone live has been huge. I've never walked away from one of those calls where I haven't had my problem answered or at least pointed in the right direction with follow-up steps and everything. So the the service is fantastic on that front. I apologize. I have to let my dog out.
No, you're good. And which features of Recently do you find most valuable as the owner of the business?
It's tough. I don't know which one I would call out specifically as the best. I mean, I think just kind of going back to that like iPhone analogy, the user friendliness of the whole suite of services is what is great about it. I mean, definitely the lead management and just staying organized is huge. Being able to like just track tasks and stuff. For me, I'm not by nature the most organized person, and so a CRM is a necessity. And simply as that CRM is even better, just again because of that simplicity to it.
And would you say in last year and a half has ReSimpli helped you make more money that if you were not using ReSimpli that you may not have, made as much money?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's actually, you bring up a good point. That might be one of the best features that I find is the ability to do the all-in-one financial trackings and KPIs around your business. I find very valuable. We've integrated um ReSimpli bookkeeping as well into it.
Right.
So we're not fumbling with that. We have someone that, is plugging all our numbers in, and we can go right to our dashboard and see, you know, our current revenue, our projected revenue, our pipeline revenue, all that kind of stuff. I think is huge for us, just because that's how you understand the health of your business. And so without that,
100%.
you can't make informed decisions. So
Yeah, it's funny that when I look back upon kind of how we created ReSimpli, I used to be an accountant, and that's why like you see so much influence of data tracking, financials in it. So I appreciate, yeah, the accountant in me gets very happy anytime someone mentions the bookkeeping part of it. Yeah.
yeah, I
Um,
I don't have that brain, but being able to have the
I
in-house
know, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
is that's what's
yeah,
perfect. Like, it can still all be in house in one product, one dashboard, but I don't have to do it. So the
I know.
integration, the bookkeeping is great.
Absolutely. What are your guys' future goals looking ahead like 12 to 18 months? We're towards the end of the year 2025. What are you guys' future goals and how do you see ReSimpli playing a role in achieving them?
Yeah, I mean, our goals are still just scaling right now, building out a team. So hoping to, it's, as we mentioned, it's a pretty tough market right now. Things are slow, but still trying to, in spite of that, increase our volume, and also, not just volume but revenue as well.
Mm.
Actually, make profit on that. As I said, building out our team. So some of the things that I'm excited for are continuing. We're still new on the VA front with cold callers, so still kind of getting them into the dialer and using that with its full force. I think we're still ramping up a little bit and understanding how to best use the tool and how to work with our VAs on it and stuff. And then the other thing that I'm excited about is, I know you guys have been working on your data pulling.
Right.
And so we had to go out of REsimpli to do that for a little while, and I'm excited to start to test that out. I know you guys just added a bunch more fields and stuff, so to be able to again just do it all in house is going to be nice. And so excited to try that out, and again just keep building it out. I still think that we've scratched probably 40% of what REsimpli can do in helping us with our business,
Right.
because it is so powerful. And so just being continue to like find new ways to utilize it, and just bring it into to our everyday our everyday business, which we already are.
Awesome. Hi, Brian. Final question. What would you say to someone who's considering ReSimpli for their real estate investing business?
Yeah, I would say, depending on where you're at in your real estate business, like if you're still in those foundational phases, especially because I can't speak to the person who's doing 300 deals a year or whatnot, but that iPhone analogy, again, bringing that back, I think is so useful, to be able to like just hit the ground running from day one. And so if you're looking for a product that is not going to take either an external hire to build out, or, you know, a year or 6 months to really start to get the full use of it. I think that REsimpli is like it's a great tool for anyone,
Awesome.
especially new. Um, it's just all right there. So
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for that. If anybody listening to this wants to connect with you, what's the best way for them to reach out?
yeah, Instagram is always good. Mr. Wolfdens at Mr. Wolfdens is on there, and then
Okay.
our this Tide and Timber Ventures LLC. That's probably the best place to find me.
Perfect. We'll put links to both of them in the show notes. Cool. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for taking time and sharing your experience.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.